The idea for this programme came about through funding that was given to the Jumps Racing Working Party from the Victorian Government. So for this year, what I really wanted to do was give some of the younger up-and-coming jumps jockeys experience on an international level, and also to let them experience what the Irish jumps racing circuit was all about.
Before I came here, I didn't really know what to expect. Sort of travelling halfway across the world and then staying at race. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, but my time here has been awesome.
The point to points was one of my highlights because we don't have that at home, and that was our first day of being here. So that was a big eye-opener. Got to meet some great people there as well.
The instruction here at race has been great. Like Niall, he's been brilliant with us, instructing us on how to ride, and just little things to neaten up our styles and things like that has been really good. He took our neck straps away from us, which was a bit of a shock at the start just because we're so used to riding with them, but that definitely improved all of our hands at keeping them down on their necks and not relying on that one thing.
Everyone's been really good. Niall especially has been a massive help to us, Barry and Paul as well.
The best advice is just to keep my heels down when I'm riding one out. Also just to help, you know, because I ride with a neck strap in my races and that also helps with that. Race day, you know, I've now learned to take my hands off the neck strap and just be a bit more confident with my riding, so that's been a great help.
This program will benefit me mainly because of the amount of schooling that we've done. Yeah, at home you're going well if you're schooling once a week, so schooling every day and over proper fences and stuff, yeah, really gets your eye in and you can polish yourself up a lot easier.
The benefit they got from it was the schooling they got from the indoor and the schooling they got on the strip out to Corra. They wouldn't have jumped anything like that back in Australia, you know, the steeplechase fences, and their style changed a little bit as well since they came.
Well, I found living here at race, like I've met so many great people, from the likes of Niall, Mark the chef, just everyone. They've been so friendly. Also, just the atmosphere, everyone's so kind and relaxed, and it's been really easy to live here.
It's a pretty laid back sort of atmosphere. The food's been pretty good, which has put on a bit of weight, but that's alright. Yeah, everyone here is really friendly, which has also helped settle in.
The first day they went out to Jesse Harrington's. They spent 2 days riding out there. They schooled over hurdles in Jesse Harrington's. They schooled well, they rode some nice horses. And the following week then they went to Willie Mullins's, and like that Cheltenham week they rode some beautiful horses that were running in Cheltenham, and I think it stand to them in long term with the type of horse they rode and the type of work that the horses were doing, which basically would be long, steady, slow work instead of speed, you know.
Similar in some ways to riding out with both the trainers, but also very different. But Willie Mullins's barn is quite a really big operation, and it was a little bit more laid back at Willie's, which I was quite surprised. They're both very different sort of tracks to ride on. Jessica has a sand gallop, where Willie has a sand and wood chip, which his main work is on the wood chip. Like he works his horses harder every second day, but Jessica sort of won't. She'll just sort of work out where her horses are at and what they need. So no, it was a really good experience to ride for two good trainers in Ireland. Well, I've learned about managing my fitness. I've learned some great exercises off the training, our personal trainer. He's been really good.
The most important thing was about the horses to jump rather than riders and speed, so it was just to slow them down a bit.
There's been a huge improvement in their riding skills. Not that they weren't accomplished and competent riders before they came out, but all three of them definitely had a tendency to rush horses at their jumps, and maybe just hurry them a little bit before they were ready or before they were balanced. So probably the most that I've seen would have been their technique and their confidence. They're a lot more inclined to sit and allow the horse to find their own footing and find balance first before they'll actually ask them for strides instead of pushing them and hurrying them.
Just probably more of a trust in my horses to be able to go down to a fence and not be sort of asking them to do anything. Sort of having a bit of a more of a bond with the horse and just sort of trusting them to sort of jump instead of me asking them all the time.
In the beginning, when jockeys are trying to go forward and get their jumps licenses, there's very, very limited training for them. The advantage that the three jockeys that we've taken to race is that race has its own established racing school. We've had the indoor arena, we've had access to the whole Curra race course pretty much, and all the schooling facilities with the jumps and the jumping lanes, and it's been absolutely fantastic having a whole pool of horses they're just multifunctional. So some of them are flat horses that are a bit green when they're jumping, so the boys have had the opportunity to get on them and be coached in teaching young horses how to jump correctly. And then they've also had some horses that have had absolutely phenomenal jumping careers, and they're retired now and they're at the racing school to educate students. But then when they started jumping the hurdles and the big steeplechase fences out on the Curra, the horses just lit up. So the boys got to feel what it was like to ride real champion horses. So they've really had a whole variety of horses to ride, which were available at the racing school, and it was really fantastic just to have all of that to tap into.
Wow, my favourite part of the program. Geez, it's been so much. Like, all the schooling we've been able to do is unbelievable. We don't get that sort of opportunity at home.
It's all been awesome, but yeah, just the amount of schooling that we've been doing, because we don't get to do a whole lot of schooling at home. And I think we've jumped something like 120 fences or more since we've been here, and plus we went on a hunt, which was awesome, which you don't have them in Australia either.
Definitely schooling every day. The amount of schooling that we've done, yeah, that's what we all want to do, so being able to do it's been brilliant.
I think this experience will benefit them when they go back to Australia, because they're coming into the Victorian jumps circuit as probably the bottom of the table as far as the jockeys go. So I would hope that it would give them the confidence to maybe pick up the phone now and have more confidence in their skills. They might pick up the phone and ask those bigger trainers for rides. I think this course overall it's just really given them a lot more confidence.
To take everything in that they learned here, whatever they learned here, whether from me or Jesse Harrington or Willie Mullins or any of the riders that spoke in different yards, the head lads, just to take everything in that they've learned in Ireland back home, and hopefully it will work out for them when they go back.
This programme has absolutely exceeded my expectations. You have a vision, I suppose, in your mind's eye of what the programme will or could look like and how it might roll out. But it's just been a million times better than what I would have expected. The boys have gotten so much more jumping than I would have expected them to get in. They schooled horses every single day in the 2 weeks that they were here, and it's been absolutely a phenomenal experience for them.
So schooling on the Curra, when we got to school over the big fences, that was a massive highlight. Like, just to be able to tell the Irish boys at home that we can do it, so it's really good.
Yeah, just from the moment we got off the plane till now, it's been awesome.